way back as I can remember, I've always wanted to fly, and initially I wanted to be in the Air Force, and worked through school to do that. Learnt to fly when I was at school and had my private licence, and was accepted on the March 1983 pilots course, but failed the final eye medical, which was a shame. So that was very disappointing at the time. My flying instructors were both ex-Air Force people, so I was encouraged by them and things, so that was very disappointing. But I thought, well, I still wanted a career or do aviation as a job, so I then pursued airlines, and I was then taken or accepted into Australian Airlines in 1986, and then went on from there in my aviation career. I always, as a child, always had an interest in old aircraft. I remember even at primary school, Grant Farmer, a friend of mine, we'd play Lancaster bombers on the jungle gym and things like that. I don't know where I got that interest from World War II aircraft, but Lancaster was certainly always a favourite, Spitfire and things like that as I grew up. And growing up in Berwick in southeast Victoria, there was an aerodrome there called Casey Field. It's no longer there, but and it was a bit of a satellite aerodrome around Melbourne. It seemed to attract a lot of old aircraft, Tiger Moths, Osters, and things like that. And I'd ride my push bike down there at the age of 12, 13 and just watch those aircraft, and always with the view to learning to fly the day I turned 16. And then once I got my commercial licence at Royal Victorian Aero Club, walked past a hangar one day and there was a Lockheed Hudson with its nose sticking out of the door, the one that's out here now in the museum. And that was owned then by Malcolm Long, and he had quite a collection of aircraft. Had the Beech 18, a Wirraway, which is here now in the collection, and a Winjeel. And I started as a volunteer, just working on weekends just to help maintain them and sweep the hangar floor and go get the lunch and things like that. And then when we got the Hudson going, I was invited to fly the Winjeel. So I was 19 when that happened. So just very lucky, Johnny on the spot, basically just being an enthusiast.